Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's a gorgeous, picture-perfect Saturday afternoon here in the Bronx. Fans filing into the stadium, and it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Jeff Nelson, I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Yankees won last night. Perfectly pitched ball game. They got enough offense. They win 3-0. Trying to make it 2 in a row. We'll take a look at the Home Depot getting it done pitching matchup. Zach Littell going to get the start for the Tampa Bay Rays, and it was supposed to be Clark Schmidt. He was scratched. Meredith Marakovich will have more on that later. Ryan Yarbrough will step in, and he will start today's game. Now, yesterday, the Yankee pitching, as I mentioned, was great. Just one hit allowed, 3 pitchers, and the main was Max Fried. And the offense came off the bat of Paul Goldschmidt, who has been absolutely unbelievable as a Yankee.
Well, he's a couple years away from an MVP in the National League, and he's been incredible as a Yankee, starting to put it together. This is his second home run in Baltimore into the Orioles bullpen, and then last night, another multi-hit game. That was in the 4th inning in the big 3-run homer off of Montgomery, a fastball upstairs, and that's all the Yankees needed.
And you know what? If you look at his numbers, they jump off the page. 361 average, second in baseball to Aaron Judge. 15 multi-hit games, second in baseball to Aaron Judge. And a home run in back-to-back games. He had only 1 in the first 30 games of the year. Well, it was supposed to be Clark Schmidt today, but he was scratched. Well, Meredith Marakovich talks with Yankee manager Aaron Boone about what went wrong and when we can expect him back. All coming up next, right here on Yes.
Fans are filing into Yankee Stadium for Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays on a beautiful afternoon in the Bronx. Hey, everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovich, and you're watching Yankees baseball on Yes. Clark Schmidt was supposed to get the ball this afternoon, but that is no longer the case. He was scratched earlier this morning. Instead, it's going to be Ryan Yarbrough on the mound. Aaron Boone provided a little bit of insight as to why they decided to push Clark Schmidt back.
He had gone through and done his bullpen and all his throwing program, and it was fine, but he was just feeling sore. So he actually got an MRI yesterday afternoon, came back clean. So that we kind of stewed on it through the evening last night, and then, after the game, made a decision to push him back. So plan will be for him to go Tuesday.
What have you seen from Yarbrough so far this season?
He's been doing this kind of role for a long time now. Obviously, we saw him a ton over the years with Tampa in openers and things like that. But he's just got a real good idea of pitching out there, and he's been a key figure for us this year in a number of days that have kind of set us up for the week. So, he's fairly built up, so hopefully he can go out there and get us off to a good start today.
So it'll be a bullpen game for the Yankees this afternoon. Ryan Yarbrough last pitched on Monday, where he went 3 2/3 against the Orioles, throwing 53 pitches. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Jeff Nelson. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. By Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. And by Hyundai. Test drive new Hyundai today only at your local Hyundai dealer. Crowd still filing in the Yankee Stadium. Big crowd expected on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Game 2 of this 3-game set. The Yankees have taken the field. Warming up is Ryan Yarbrough, and this is the Rays lineup. He will face the DH Yandy Diaz. Left field, Christopher Morel. Brandon Lau at second base hits third. Middle third of the order, Caminero, Meade, and Caballero. Third base, first base, and right. And the bottom third, center fielder Cameron Meisner. Danny Jansen will catch. And Taylor Walls, the shortstop, Zach Littell, 2-1 in his career against the Yankees, gets a start for the Rays.
And there you see the numbers of Ryan Yarbrough. He's making his first start since 2023. Nice ERA, but over the last 6, so he's been outstanding under 2. Let's check out the Nissan Pitchers scouting report. It's got a good pitch mix. Sweeper, changeup, cutter, fastball in the mid-80s, 88 to 89. He attacks the zone, got to attack the zone. No free passes for the Rays, and he's a little deceptive on that mound. He hides the ball well with his windup.
Well, faces former teammates. Rays coming at 14 and 18. Diaz is ready. Yarbrough's ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, a strike. We're underway. Charlie Ramos, home plate umpire. Alfonso Marquez at first. Lance Barrett at second. Carlos Torres is over at third. Marquez is the crew chief.
Meredith mentioned early, 3 2/3. Yarbrough's last outing, 53 pitches. I imagine you could probably get 65 out of him if you need it from him today.
Don't know if you know this. You didn't have it in your scouting report, but our very own Dave Valley, who's back at the studio, managed Ryan Yarbrough at low A ball in 2014. And Yarbrough, 12 games, 1.40 ERA. So Valley had the secret. Yeah.
Val has my number. He could have texted it. I would have put it right in the scouting report right away. Actually, I didn't even know Valley managed in the minor.
There you have it. At the Everett Aqua Sox.
Yes. It's a Seattle Mariner affiliate.
The 3-1. And there's a walk to Diaz to start the game. Check out the Yankee defense. Dominguez in left, Bellinger in center, Judge over and right. In the infield will go third to first. Cabrera, Volpe, Vivas, and Rice. Wells behind the place. And Goldschmidt, the DH, with Yarbrough on the mound. There's Christopher Morel. Christopher has the highest strikeout rate in baseball, 38.8% of the time. Pitch outside. So if you just joined us, Clark Schmidt was supposed to start. Has been feeling something on his left side. They were still going to use him, but he went for an MRI yesterday, showed nothing structurally wrong, and they'll probably start him on Tuesday against the Padres. They didn't want to push it today. And the reason that they were so free to do this was because of the outing that Fried gave them yesterday. He gave them 7 innings, so they didn't really have to empty the bullpen. Yarbrough is not going to go very long. They will have to use a lot of the bullpen to get through it.
Yeah, that's one positive, to have a starter that gets you deep into the game. It eliminates a lot of the, the middle inning outs. And it gives your bullpen a rest. You need that out of your starting rotation. You have a lot of guys now at 5 and dive, and you're getting about 12 outs per game. Yesterday, you only needed 6.
The 2-1. 2-2. We mentioned the Rays 14 and 18. The Yankees are 19 and 13, and the Yankees sit atop the American League East with a 2-game lead over Boston. Strike 3. Morel down looking. All right, time to go to work, Jeff. The keys to the game brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Yeah, we're going to have a little fun of it in honor of the Kentucky Derby. Well, East Avenue. Well, if you're heading down south in Manhattan, the east side's on the left side. So lefties are hitting 315 off of Mark Littell. Flying Mohawk. That's a long shot. We're talking long balls. Well, 8 home runs given up by Littell. So good advantage, Yankee hitters. And anytime you have a horse named the Sandman, that's actually one of the favorites, 6-1 in the Kentucky Derby. It's all about pitching. The Rays have only scored about a little over 1 run in these last 4 games. So it's all about the Yankee pitching today.
That is really a thoroughbred report.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an East Avenue in Manhattan, but I'm just saying, hey, East Side, it's good. Got to have a little fun with Kentucky Derby.
You got some good sleep last night, didn't you?
I just thought about that today.
Wow.
You a big Kentucky Derby guy?
I love that's on my bucket list to go see the Kentucky Derby.
I haven't either.
Rice scoops it up. He thought about going to second, steps on first, advancing to second is Diaz. Diaz actually stopped. But Rice decided to take it to first for the second out.
Yeah, you watch this. Diaz will stop right in the middle, and a lot of that is just to try to get a throw so Lau can get in at first. He'll stop halfway. This is a really nice play. That's a tough short hop to get for a first baseman or any infielder. But Diaz will stop. He just wants to try to entice a throw to at least get one of the runners safe.
So here's Junior Caminero. Watch him on the first pitch, 7 for 17, swinging at the first pitch. Takes that one. There's a strike.
There is an East Avenue, by the way. It's not in Manhattan. It's in the Bronx.
In Parkchester. Charlie Ramos, pitcher friendly, more outside strikes, more inside strikes on righty batters in a 6 big league season. So when you're saying it's on the left side, you have to be facing
well, if you're going south. If you're driving south. Say you're going down Lexington, you're going south. That's already
very complicated.
Yes. Well, east side. It's on the left side of Manhattan if you're heading south. The West Village would be on the right, right?
You've become a New Yorker by way of Seattle, haven't you? Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. 79 degrees. Chance of rain unlikely. Humidity 59%. And the wind is blowing from right field to left field. The lefty Yarbrough sets. 1-2 count on Caminero. Two and two. Right back to Yarbrough, broken bat. And that'll do it. Here in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left. Rays nothing. Yankees coming to bat. Back here at Yankee Stadium, Rays don't score on the top of the first. Littell has finished his warm-ups. We'll take a look at the Yankee starting lineup. Bellinger, Judge, and Rice at top. Goldschmidt, Wells, Volpe in the middle. Dominguez, Cabrera, and Vivas. The bottom third. Ryan Yarbrough, 5 seasons with the Rays, and he put up a 0 in the top of the first. Bellinger leads off. So with Bellinger in there and Dominguez, the loser of outfield roulette today is Grisham, so he'll sit on the bench. High fly ball. Left center. Meisner runs it down.
Well, let's check out the Nissan Pitchers scouting report for Littell. The last 3 outings have been outstanding. 2 quality starts. His last start, 5 innings, 2 runs. He's a contact guy, doesn't strike out a lot, only a little over 5 strikeouts per 9. And his hard hit rate, it's about 50%, so he gets hit pretty hard. And that plays right in the hands of the Yankees offense.
Here's Aaron Judge, 12-game hitting streak. And he drives one to right field and deep. Going back, Caballero on the track, at the wall. See ya. Captain crunches one. The Yankees up 1-0.
Is it to watch that every single day? He's just amazing.
His 11th home run of the year. He has a 13-game hitting streak. He now has a 29-game on-base streak. And Jeff, it's hard to believe his average is .434.
Oh, this is a slider. A cement mixer did absolutely nothing but go over the right field wall. How about the scouting report, the hard hit rate?
Well, that's the 9th home run allowed by Littell. Yankees have 6 first-inning home runs, or Judge does. That's the most in the majors. 6 of his 11 have been hit in the first inning. And the Yankees as a team have the most first-inning home runs. Nice way to start. 11 homers, 33 ribbies for Judge. Three and one on Ben Rice.
Well, Littell only has 1 start at Yankee Stadium. He's got a 7.94 ERA. He gave up 3 home runs in that outing.
It shows you how numb we are to how great he is. We're not even making a big deal that he's hitting .434 on May 3rd.
Saw the stat that Paul O'Neill's the only one at over 32 games that has a higher average.
Yeah, .473 in 1994.
And the ball carried. Even Bellinger's fly ball to center field, left center field. That was within a couple steps of that wall.
Rice goes down on strikes.
He just lets the ball travel so deep because he has such great power the other way.
It's almost like
That's
watching
incredible.
a live video game and you have the cheat code.
Right.
Inside to Goldschmidt.
I mean, this game's not that easy, and he's making it look easy. Too easy.
One and one. Morel on left, Meisner in center, Caballero over and right. Infield, Caminero, Walls, Lau, and Meade. Walls has 6 defensive runs saved. Number 1 among shortstops in the majors. Danny Jansen behind the plate. You know, people were a little worried that Judge had a little bit of a home run drought. He kept getting hits. So now he has 4 home runs his last 6 games and back on pace for 54 home runs. 3 and 1 on Goldschmidt. Wells on deck. We're in the first inning. Yankees up 1-0. Swing and a miss, 3 and 2. So the home run by Judge, the Yankees 55th of the season. So they come in with 54. That's tied for the most ever at this point in the season with the 2011 team. Walls against Goldschmidt, and that'll do it. But what's a first inning without an Aaron Judge home run? Takes a nothing slider and powers it to right center field. When it lands, it's Yankees 1, the Rays nothing. Well, let's check out FanDuel's live same-game parlay. Well, Judge only has to get 1 more hit, right? Bebos, that would be his first big league hit. And Volpe, in a hitting streak, needs to drive in a run. Curtis Meade leads off, takes pitch up and in. Count 1-0. Meade, Caballero, and Meisner for the Rays. Now, you would think that in this day and age in baseball, 1-0. Oh, okay. But for the Rays, that is a really sizable mountain that they have to climb. They've lost 4 straight games, and in those 4 games, they've scored 3 runs total, hitting 164 as a team.
They've also lost 5 of the last 6 outings against the lefty, losing last night to Fried. That was the 5th loss.
And Jeff, in their last 11 games, hitting .203 as a team, .271 on base percentage, and they've been shut out 3 times by the Yankees this season alone. And there's ball 4 as Meade walks.
Well, second leadoff walk for Yarborough. I think we were saying attack the zone, eliminate those free passes. Try to throw up a 0 here after the big home run by Judge in the first.
You know, to put Judge into perspective, so after the home run, he's hitting .434. The league as a whole is hitting .241.
It's you know, just when you think that you've seen everything from Aaron Judge, he just continues to improve every single year. I mean, it's one thing you make an adjustments as a player, whether you're a pitcher or offensive player, you're constantly making adjustments to be great or to be good or even to stay in this league. He just continues to get better and better. I mean, an MVP type year, and he's having a better year than last year already.
And guys, when Aaron Boone was talking about him yesterday, he just said he's simply playing a different game than everyone else. He is just better than everyone else. And Jeff, to your point, he continues to make adjustments. Last year, he was not pleased with the way his season started. He was determined to make sure that wasn't the case this time around. And you look at the year that Paul Goldschmidt is having so far, .361 average for him coming into today, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. And he said yesterday, Judge went 2 for 4 with 2 extra base hits, and no one's even talking about it. He's that good. It's just expected all the time.
We went into spring, I think last year had about 35 at-bats, and I know I heard something when he did an interview. He said he way unprepared for the season to start, and he wanted to prepare himself a little bit better in spring training, get about 65 at-bats. Probably got a lot of that on the backfields.
And he really had a bad spring training.
Yes.
So you were worried, well, is he going to have a bad start to the season? And that has certainly not been the case.
Well, that's why spring numbers mean nothing. You know, the guys have great springs. They come out in the season and they're a dud right away. And it's the opposite with some veteran players. I mean, they'll go out, they'll struggle, whether it's on the mound or Aaron Judge struggling at the plate. It really doesn't matter. They know what they have to do to get ready for the season. I mean, you want some positive thoughts and some positive things that happen towards the end of spring to carry that over into the start of the season. But people can get fooled easily by spring numbers.
Punched out into right field. It's a base hit for Caballero. Meade stops at second. Judge gets the ball in. So first and second, nobody out for Tampa Bay.
Well, it's just a changeup on the outer half, and Yarborough's been pitching on the outer half. Nothing really inside. You'd like to see him mix some pitches inside. Maybe that cutter that he throws about 15% of the time. Try to get that in on righties, and then that changeup is probably not hit for a base hit. It opens up that outside half. But if you continue to stay out there and you don't have an overpowering fastball, it's going to be a tennis match into right field.
So here's Cameron Meisner. Right back to Yarborough. He's going to go to third. He gets the force there. Nice play by the left-hander. Still 2 runners on, but now with 1 out.
Now that's a terrible bunt by Meisner. You have a soft tosser on the mound. You know, watch this bunt. He just lays it down, has every chance to go the other way to third. You want to bunt that to third. That was a pitch on the outside half. You bunt it right back to the pitcher. And you could hear Wells, the catcher, instantly 3-3-3. Good play, good force out. So you can hear him yell 3, and the Yarborough's thinking first. That's an easy play to third.
Runner goes. No throw, stolen base for Caballero as Meisner stayed put at first.
Well, big jump, and as soon as Yarborough turns his head to home, Caballero's off.
Runner goes from first. The throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base from Meisner.
It's a big jump right there by Meisner. First and third. Even Caballero. Caballero gets a really big lead down the third baseline because of the left-handed pitcher. You have your back turned to third. You're going to have to be aware of that.
Yankees play the infield back, second and third, one man out. 2-0 count on Jansen. You have the light hitting Taylor Walls on deck. Need you to help me out, Jeff. Yeah, first and second, nobody out. Meisner, 400 hitter with runners in scoring position, hitting 305. What are you bunting there for in the second inning?
That's what they answer analytics for you. You know, they're trying to scratch and get some guys into scoring position early. Maybe they, because of what you said in the beginning about they only scored, what, a little over 1 run in the last 4 games. They're trying to manufacture runs any way they can.
You can see Jansen has always hurt the Yankees. Much tougher against them than anyone else. 2-2. Tied them up 3-2.
Well, that's what you need to do if you're Yarbrough. You don't have an overpowering fastball. You better show something inside. That was a 4-seamer. Now it opens up the outside part of the plate a little bit.
Fouled away. Caballero at third, Meisner at second. Rice even with the bag at first, everybody else back. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Judge first inning home run. And he walked him. Third walk by Yarbrough. And here comes Matt Blake.
Oh, he's worked. Oh, he's really rushing to the plate. He's really drifting. He's not getting his hands out of his glove. That ball out of the glove soon enough. A lot of pitches up in the zone. Got to stay back over the rubber, drive the ball down.
Well, now they have to face Walls. Walls is one of the best fielding shortstops you will ever see. Just magical defensively, and he does not bring that magic to the plate. He really, really struggles.
Must be a good guy.
Left a lot of runners on base when the Yankees played in Tampa in that 4-game set. He's also always a threat to bunt. Yankees in at the corners, back for the double play at second and short. The Rays know Yarbrough very, very well. He's with them for 5 years. Fly ball. Bellinger. He'll make the catch. He's going to throw to third. Tagging and scoring is Caballero. Sack fly for Walls, and the game is tied at 1. And here's Yandy Diaz. Diaz walked in the first. And the lanky lefty deals. Breaking ball, drops him for a strike. 72 miles an hour on that pitch. 1-1.
Well, because of his arm angle, if you look at Fried last night, when he's throwing fastballs upstairs, that big curveball, or they call it a sweeper sometimes, it starts in the same plane. With Yarborough, even if he throws that fastball up top, his sweeper, it just sweeps across the zone, so it doesn't have that big drop that Fried has. Even though it's 72 to 87, it's a big difference in between his fastball. So he has good velocity off of that pitch to maybe get that hitter out in front.
Fouled away. And the pitch. Broken bat. Somehow Yarborough avoided the bat, fielded the ball, and tossed to first for the out. Pretty daring. A lot of pitchers bail out when the bat's coming to them, but he stayed there. And somehow had the concentration to make this catch, elude the bat, and get the final out. Hey, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Today's picture is of Franklin, who was born on Tuesday, and the first 3 at-bats of his life were back-to-back-to-back home runs. Quite the introduction to Yankees universe. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Austin Wells takes up and away. 1-0. Some news on Austin Wells, Meredith.
Now, Jeff, I don't know if you knew this, but Austin Wells and our very own Michael Kay are kind of food influencers. Austin Wells ranking burritos on the wall on the road, and today Yankee Stadium is selling a Austin Wells inspired burrito, the Favorito, at 3 different sections, 110, 217, and 321. He chose between 3 separate burritos. That is the one he went with: scrambled eggs, breakfast sausage, maple city fries, cheddar jack cheese, chipotle, aioli. Jeff, how does that sound? I know you had one. Did you like it?
Oh, they did film this. I did try it. I needed to dip it into the sauce.
Oh, that face tells it all. It's not exactly a rave. That was not your favorito.
No, I thought
It seems
I'm
like
glad it wasn't a flavorito. It didn't have a whole lot of it.
Wow.
it looked like you were saying not bad, though. So not.
Well, I gave it a little bit better average, a little bit better above average score. I'm not going to say.
Do we know what sections so fans could actually buy it, Meredith?
Yes, 110, 217, and 321.
Nice.
Has anybody else tried it up here?
Michael?
I'm not a burrito guy, so I did not try it. No. Meredith, did you try it?
I opted not to. I did a hard pass on that.
Why would you take a hot bath? Because all the other critiques on the burrito?
No, because I'm allergic to wheat and I didn't want my face to swell.
Now, Meredith, I'm just curious, and I know that you know everything. So you said that Wells and me, that we're food influencers. So
Jeff, I know where this is going.
where is the what sections are they selling the Michael K tenders? So have you ferreted that out?
You know what? I'm about to do a lap and see if I can find it.
The smallest concession stand possible in Yankee Stadium would be where they're serving Michael K's food that he eats. You ever had a burrito? Has he ever had a burrito?
Probably not. Well, he doesn't eat eggs. There's eggs in the burritos.
Right.
That's a hard pass for him.
I reviewed tenders. That's it.
Tenders.
That's it.
What about if you put tenders in a burrito?
Well, I would have that if there's no other ointment in there.
Just plain
Just
with a
plain
wrap.
tenders wrapped. Yeah.
Tortilla. All right.
I can do that. Dominguez lost one to left field. Morel is there, and that'll do it. Meredith is going to go looking for those chicken tender sections. That doesn't look like a happy Jeff Nelson. But it looks like a great Austin Wells. Well, suit up the season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, T-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your Yankees gear. Well, we go to the third inning of a 1-1 game. Christopher Morel, count is 0-1. He struck out in the first inning, struck out looking against Yarbrough. Now, if you just joined us, Yarbrough, an emergency starter for the Yankees, as Clark Schmidt scheduled to start was scratched. He'd been having some discomfort on his side. Underwent an MRI yesterday. Everything came back clean. They expect him to be able to pitch Tuesday against San Diego. And that's the injury report brought to you by Monitor Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. So left side soreness. Started the season on the IL, so he's anxious to be out there on the mound.
And Michael, he said this soreness had nothing to do with the injury he suffered earlier. He thought it was the first time that he got to 90 pitches as he's building himself back up from being on the IL. He thought maybe that played a role in it. He did go to Aaron Boone and the staff and say, I wanted to pitch today. I thought I'd be pitching today. They told him late last night that they were going to err on the side of caution, so that's why you see Ryan Yarbrough out there. But he did feel like he could go, expected to go Tuesday, as you mentioned.
And Morel down on strikes, second time.
So really good changeup down. There you see that circle change. And from that arm angle, you really have to get on top of that ball. You get on the side, and that's very hittable. He's a three-quarter guy, so everything, the sinker, the slider, that changeup, it's really tough to throw a changeup from that arm angle.
Brandon Lau takes a strike.
I'm Clark Schmidt. If you would have been able to pitch today, I'd much rather face this lineup than the Padres coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. Popped up. Shallow center. Volpe's out there. Out number 2. Yarbrough has been so valuable for this team. You know, he's the long relief guy, and by giving them the innings that he's given them, that saves the bullpen for other games and also gives the team a chance to catch back up.
Well, he's done that his whole career. He started early. He was a starter, and then they moved him. When the Rays got him, he was that typical opener. You throw a couple innings and then get to the normal starter. He's so valuable in the bullpen, Michael. Like you mentioned, he can eat up some innings. If the starter gets knocked out early, he can give you 3 or 4.
Last 6 games, 1.98. Invaluable. And you got a lot of guys out there that could give you 1, maybe 2 innings. You have just one that's going to give you bulk work. That's going to give you enough pitches and enough innings to save everybody else. It's not a glamorous part of the bullpen, but it's an important part.
Well, because you have Will Warren going tomorrow. You're probably only get maybe 5 out of him.
Right.
So you're going to be getting at least 12 outs from the bullpen tomorrow. You're hoping that Yarbrough can give you at least 4 maybe today.
Fly ball left center. And Dominguez makes the play as the Rays go down in order. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-1 on this Saturday in New York. Yankees baseball on the ass is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By Optimum Fiber. Get Optimum, the fastest fiber internet. Don't take slow for an answer. And by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Remember those days, Jeff?
I do. Wow. And now time flies. My youngest is 24.
And they're about as tall as you. Your girls are
yes.
tall. What? He's going to catch the ball. She covers his eyes.
How about that?
And he still caught it.
It's dad power right there.
That's impressive. Ground ball to first. Meade. 1 down.
He wouldn't have liked it if he got it off the mud. catch it blindfolded, and after you do that, give me the ball.
Here is Yorbi Bibas, who walked twice yesterday, impressed the Yankees with his plate discipline, walking twice in his first big league game. Loop to left field, on the run, Morel. It's a foul ball. Just missed his first hit by that much.
Wow. Well, a lot of off-speed from Littell. His fastball 92 to 93, but he throws that slider to split a lot.
The 0-1. 1-1. In his second walk last night, he was down 0-2 and took really close pitches and ended up working the walk. In his minor league career, .379 on base percentage. This year at AAA, he had a 12.9% walk rate.
Yeah, that 0-2 at bat. He took a lot of good changeups from Pepio down in the zone, late off of him.
2-2.
They also weren't getting that call last night.
Bellinger on deck. Ground ball, first base, backhanded by Meade. Two-way.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
Here's Bellinger. Drove one deep to left center field, run down by Meisner in the first inning. You know, Boone was asked before the game, how'd you decide to, lead off Bellinger? And you always think there's these great, calculus involved. He goes, I don't know. I want Rice hitting behind Judge, and he's done it before. High fly ball. Caballero puts it away, and the Yankees go down in order. Littell has retired 8 in a row since Judge's home run. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Well, we go to the fourth inning, 1-1, middle game of this three-game set. Yankees won last night 3-0. Yankees are 7-0 when Max Fried pitches. They're 12-13 when anyone else starts. So what a godsend Max Fried has been. And he lives up to every single definition you could have of an ace, stopper. He's 4-0 without giving up a run following a Yankee loss.
Yeah, I mentioned last night, I saw him pitch many a times when he was with the Braves. And when I heard that the Yankees signed him, I said, this guy is going to be brilliant. It's a shame that Cole is out for the year with Tommy John, because that's probably going to be the best 1-2 punch in baseball, because Fried's your next ace. I mean, he's outstanding stuff, and the Yankee fans have seen it.
Doesn't seem like the type of guy that would get rattled or ruffled by New York, and all that comes with New York. There are some players that do get rattled. I don't think he would.
Yeah, but you really don't know. When Atlanta's a pretty easy place to play, and the fans are into the team. They get great crowds there at Truist Park, but you really don't know what player is going to adjust and handle New York and what players not. Some players you think, oh, this guy's going to be great, and they just can't handle it. Sonny Gray, I mean, you thought that he was going to be great at Yankee Stadium. He wasn't. He couldn't handle it. Max Fried's handling it.
Hit sharply. Oh, what a play by Rice. And he flips to Yarbrough for the out. A beautiful play by Ben Rice.
Now you got a pitcher that induces a lot of ground balls. Outstanding play. This is a tough hop going to your right. Nice job by Yarbrough getting over there. That's a hard shot. Outstanding job, outstanding feed.
So here is Caballero, one out in the fourth. You saw Ian Hamilton warming for the Yankees, so he's next up out of the pen. Count 1-0. Now what Yarbrough is doing is much more than an opener. An opener will pitch 1, maybe 2 innings. They're trying to get 4 innings out of Yarbrough. That's almost a start in today's world.
Well, 53 pitches his last outing. He's at 59 already. I'm hoping maybe he can get through this inning.
Caballero did not like that call. 1-1.
He didn't see the umpire's scouting report.
Runs the hands up the bunt, takes low.
Caballero can run, but Cabrera, he was on the grass and right down his neck if he was going to bunt it down third. He's back a little bit with 1 strike.
Ground ball, Volpe. 2 down. Time for the Audi electric moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
7 great innings, only giving up 1 hit. He struck out 6, only walked 2 in 92 pitches. The 4th Yankee to win 6 of his first 7 starts.
And the team has won all 7 starts. Pitch to Meisner. There's a strike. Popped up, shallow center. Bellinger there. That's quite a 4 innings for Ryan Yarbrough. Not expected to start. 1 run, 4 innings. With Judge leading off, we look at leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. That's what Judge has done this season. The bottom line is what Major League Baseball has done this season. I mean, it's like he's playing a different game than the rest of the league.
Well, they didn't even put in his OPS. He's got an OPS of 1298. A good hitter has an OPS of 800. A 900 hitter is elite. He's at 1288, 1298.
Oh, and 2 on Judge. Last year, Littell's first full season as a starter. He pitched well, 29 starts, 3.63 ERA. 0-2. So a lot of converted relievers kind of run out of steam at the end of the season. But in his final 9 starts, Jeff, he had a 1.82 ERA.
Yeah, and that pitch right there is just non-productive. I mean, you wanted to climb the ladder, and that's just non-productive pitch. And then that is because you're going to go back down and away with a slider. You're setting up that slider, but the pitch upstairs, if you're going to come in, then that's fine.
Here's Yarbrough at the end of top of the 4th. And boom, looks like he's telling him, okay, that's good.
I think Ryan wanted another one.
There's Ben Rice. 0-1. Check out the Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. They'll use Weaver for 11 pitches and Devin Williams for 8 yesterday. Thursday was an off day, so the bullpen is well rested. 0-2.
No, the next day off is Thursday.
So Hamilton next up for the Yanks.
Sure, Hamilton's going to have to eat a couple.
Foul ball. Yankees are 7-4 against the AL East. The Rays 2-6, and 4 of those 6 against the Yankees. Yankees took 3 out of 4 in Tampa, and they won last night. That one's looped into left field. Is it going to find grass? No, it will not, as Morel's there to make the play. So here's Goldschmidt, grounded to short. That was in the first inning. Another ground ball to Walls, and that's an easy inning for Littell as he retires the Yankees in order. He's retired the last 11 Yankees. The New York Yankee Foundation 50-50 raffle is now open during every home game at Yankee Stadium. One lucky fan wins half the pot, and the other half is donated to the New York Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/50-50. Audi scoreboard, it's 1-1 as we go to the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Yankees is Ian Hamilton. Pitched on Tuesday in Baltimore, retired all 6 batters he faced. Off to a nice start, 1.93 ERA.
His 8th appearance of the season. Probably looking to go a couple innings if he can. Nice job by Yarbrough. 1 hit, 1 run, 4 innings.
Yeah, can't ask for much more than that.
I think he wanted another one to try to see if he could get a W. If the Yankees could score.
One 1-0 on Jansen. Jansen walked against Yarbrough. The only thing that stands out that Yarbrough did that you don't like is he walked 3 batters. That led to the run in the second inning on the sac fly by Walls. 2 walks in that inning. 1-1. And the pitch. Good guy to follow Yarbrough. Yarborough's throwing this and that up there. Hamilton has a little heat.
Yeah, Yarbrough, everything away to a righty. He'll backdoor that slider every now and then. And Hamilton, real good sink. Nice, easy sink at 94.
Three and 1.
I think he said he went.
Yes, they changed it.
It's Marquez down there.
Yep, Marquez said he went. So 2-2, not 3-1. Swing and a miss. Couldn't hold up on the breaking ball. Check out Papa John's key ingredients. Yankee bullpen last 6 games 1.27. Opponents at 164 against them. You know, when you look at that bullpen, Jeff, there really isn't a flamethrower out there. They have guys that do different things well. They pound the strike zone. They've got 2 guys who have great splitters and Cruz and Leiter. Great change with Devin Williams, so it's different looks coming out of the bullpen.
You're right, and that's what clubs need, especially when starters are only giving you 5. The 100-pitch count is huge. That 3rd time around the lineup with clubs. You have bullpens that have swing and miss. You need swing and miss, something that the Yankees missed a little bit last year, and they got it towards the end. You got guys that you can't put guys on. You don't need flamethrowers. You need all directions. It's all about movement. For me, I love pitchers coming out of the pen that have different movement. You look at Hamilton, real good sinker in on righties. Then that slider down and away, got that strikeout on Jansen, has a real good changeup. Cruz, nasty split. You have Weaver coming out, got his third save last night. Devin Williams looking pretty good in that setup role, building that confidence back. Start going deeper into the season and into the postseason, you need good bullpens.
What I've always wondered about modern day baseball is they shower so much money on starters, and then they don't really allow them to be that guy. Now, there are certain guys like Garrett Cole, he's allowed to be that guy. Max Fried's allowed to be that guy. The bullpen is what differentiates the staff now.
Yeah, and they feel like most clubs feel that they can build bullpens from anywhere. They can get it within, or they can go sign free agents somewhere that are a lot cost effective, and they really don't worry about some of the bullpen arms down there. And the starters, it's because the third time around the lineup, that's a big deal with clubs. You know, the numbers start getting higher. The average against start getting higher. They don't like guys going after past 5, 100 pitches. That's an alarm for a lot of guys. Who came up with a 100 pitch mark? Who was the person who said, at 100 pitches, you know, the stuff starts dropping? Well, how about letting them pitch through things and adjust like the hitters are trying to adjust? You know, the mentality now that clubs have is, you know, and pitchers come, they're satisfied with 4 or 5 innings.
And that's how they train them in the minors.
If you had starters, you have a guy like Garrett Cole or Max Fried that constantly wants to go deep into the game. That every time they come to the park, so I'm throwing 9 innings. Might wind up going 7. But you have somebody say, oh, you know what? If I give you a good 5 today, I'm pretty happy about it. That's not good.
So Walls works a walk, a sac fly, and a walk for Taylor Walls. Back to the top of the order, and Yandy Diaz. Diaz has walked and grounded back to the mound. 1-1 game, each team with a hit. We're in the 5th inning. Walls can run. 1-0. Waves through that breaking ball. So that was a sinker.
That's some nasty movement right there, in on a lefty. And when you have, in on righty, when you have a righty knowing that that pitcher's not afraid to come in, they're not offering anything outside. That was a backup slider right there, caught the inside. Wells wanted that away. Might want to call that pitch and see if you can get it away.
Foul behind the plate and out of play.
A lot of times when that catcher throws that slider down and it's a backup slider, you go right back to it because the pitcher doesn't mean to throw that. You get underneath it. That second slider is usually a good one down and away.
2-2. Rays making Hamilton work. Swing and a miss. Gets Diaz on the breaking ball.
Well, there's that slider. Almost like a little, how he puts a little circle, almost like a circle change that he just snaps off.
And that's his Slambio.
Yeah. It's a nasty pitch down and away.
Morel. It's a fly ball left field, but out of play. Gave it a long ride. Morel has struck out twice, both of those against Yarborough. Grounded foul, 0-2. Top of the fifth inning, it's 1-1, Yankees and the Rays. Another big crowd at Yankee Stadium. Attendance has been phenomenal all year, and only now is the weather starting to turn nice. Morel struck out twice. Foul ball on the check swing.
Well, hitters don't like pitches inside. This is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker that's just riding in on Morel.
Chasing back Walls. Walls was dancing off first, didn't go. Yankees saw that. Maybe they throw behind him, try to get him too far off the bag.
Well, Wall's 4 stolen bases on the year, haven't been caught yet.
The 2-2 hit sharply and through for base hit. So Morel picks up a single. Walls moves to second. And that brings up the dangerous Brandon Lau, who leads the Rays with 15 runs batted in.
Well, Schlambio just stayed out over the middle of the plate. The last 2 pitches were way away, non-productive, and then he tries to throw another one to try to get away and get a swing and miss. That caught too much of the plate.
Matt Blake will go out and talk with Hamilton. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So Brandon Lau, 0 for 2 today, 5 for his last 35 in his last 9 games. But I mentioned he does lead Tampa Bay with 15 ribbies. Dangerous left-handed hitter.
No, he's going to look something middle in to drive, especially early. And with Hamilton, everything that he throws, he does have that good sinker down and away, but you have to make sure you get it away to Lau. But that Schlambio comes in on the lefty. He doesn't have a changeup the other way.
Upstairs, 1-0.
You have to be careful with throwing something inside the movement that Hamilton has. When you have thrown that 2-seamer in, you saw how much that got over the middle of the plate. It's almost like you start it down the middle of the plate and let it break away, sink down away from Lau.
2-0. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Hamilton, but he's getting himself into trouble. That's Tim Hill getting loose. Yankees trying to piece it together on a day that Clark Schmidt was scratched from his start. There's a strike. Ball's off second. Morella's off first. Count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs on the board. It's a 1-1 game. Top of the 5th. And now Tyler Matzik joins Hill. And the pitch. Fouled off his foot.
Well, Hill's probably up to get you out of an inning. He's rapid fire down in that bullpen. Right off the top of the right foot.
Doesn't matter how big the guard is, it will always find the place.
Oh, yeah. You know, some guys will have that little pad that goes down on the foot. Not this. Right on top of that foot.
Swing and a miss. Hamilton works out of trouble, strikes out 3 in the 5th. We're halfway through. It's 1-1. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores. Ford is proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. So Hamilton worked his way into and out of trouble, striking out 3 in the 5th inning. Now it's the Yankees' turn against Littell. Will be Wells, Volpe, and Dominguez. 1-1 game.
What was his burrito? Flavorito?
Flavorito. Now, Littell was talking to the media yesterday, and he has an interesting approach to starting. He said, I want to throw 80% first pitch strikes. He didn't do that right there. And he said, I want to get everybody out within 4 or 5 pitches. So he doesn't care about strikeouts. Foul ball. I mean, it sounds simple enough, and if you can pull it off, you can be successful.
Well, he's got 45 pitches. He's done an outstanding job. He's in the 5th inning. I mean, you look at the off-speed early because that's the percentages you see that's up. Slider, splitter, the 4-seamer. It's only about 18% of the time or 19% of the time he's throwing a fastball. So a lot of early off-speed pitches, and he's done a great job. You know, a lot of pitchers want strikeouts. And when you hunt strikeouts, you're going 5 innings. That 100-pitch count it comes early. When you're not hunting strikeouts, and we mentioned that he's a contact guy early in that scouting report, only a little bit over 5 strikeouts per 9 innings, you're going to wind up going deeper into the game. You're more valuable to your club if you don't hunt the strikeouts. But if you do, I mean, if you get ahead, you got to learn how to finish them off early within those 4 or 5 pitches.
His arsenal brought to you by StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. Well, his thing is pound the zone. He said, the longer I've been in the rotation, the scouting report gets out. I'm going to be in the zone. Hitters are going to get out. You watch them take BP, and they get out. It's just a matter of going out there and believing in yourself all the time. Fouled away.
Well, because of his fastball is not overpowering, in order for him to be around the zone, he better be able to throw strikes with that slider to split. He gets behind with his off speed, and he has to come over that fastball. He's not going to last too long.
Fly ball, deep right center. Caballero backtrack. Wall, see ya. Home run for Wells. The Yankees take a 2-1 lead.
Well, second slider off of Littell that was hit for a home run. Judge hit a cement mixer in the first. And then Wells here in the 5th.
Here's Volpe. Jeff, bottom line, when you pound the zone, you are going to give up home runs. You want to give up solo shots. He's giving up 10 home runs now.
Yeah, and that two bad sliders that really do nothing. It doesn't have that downward break that you want on a slider.
Grounded to third. Caminero gets Volpe.
Watch this pitch. This is a slider upstairs. The 1-2 count does absolutely nothing. You see Jansen, the catcher, he wants it down and in, more like a cutter to try to jam Wells. That's a meatball. Right on the bowling pin.
There's Jason Dominguez. Grounded, and a nice grab there by Meade. Goes to Littell to get the out on Dominguez.
That's a real good play by Meade over there at first. Pretty similar to Rice. Rice had a little tougher play.
Yankees have 2 hits today. Both have left the yard. One by Judge in the first. Wells here in the 5th. And a strike to Cabrera. Shows bunt. Takes a strike. 0-2 on Oswaldo. Cruz is ready for the Yanks. The 0-2. 1-2. Judge with his 11th home run, and Wells with his 6th. Strike 3. Cabrera down looking. But the Yankees take the lead on the Wells home run. We'll go to the 6th.
Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Check this out. Last night in Anaheim, Tigers, Angels, Riley Green breaks a 1-1 tie in the 9th with a homer off Kenley Jansen. The Tigers bat around in the inning, so Green back at the plate in the top of the 9th. A 3-run shot. He's the first player in history to hit 2 home runs in the 9th inning. Tigers won it 9-1, guys.
Tigers off to a great start. We'll go around the majors. Yamamoto, what a start for him. 0.90 ERA this season. That leads Major League Baseball. Cal Raleigh, 2 home runs last night, 12 for the season, leading Major League Baseball. Alex Bregman, in his last 10 games, has been red hot for the Red Sox, 405 with 10 extra base hits. Fernando Cruz will pitch the 6th inning for the Yanks.
Well, the strikeout numbers have been incredible. He's got a really good split. You mentioned not a lot of overpowering fastballs down there in the Yankee bullpen. 93 to 94 on his fastball.
And guys, he was busy before he got to the ballpark yesterday. He stopped in at PS 55 here in the Bronx to talk to some 5th grade students. They had a nice little question and answer back and forth, and he said that's the part of his job that he loves, being able to give back to the community. He did just that yesterday.
Broken dot pop-up. Cabrera runs it down, 1 out.
Michael, you were a kid that went to school in the Bronx. What would it mean to you if you had a New York Yankee coming in to talk to you?
Oh, goodness. Obviously, you don't think you're ever going to meet a player or a famous person. And for them to go take their time to do that, it means the world to kids.
Did you ever have anyone?
I don't remember that happening, no. PS 93 in the Bronx. There's Curtis Meade. And there's a strike. Caminero didn't like the bat. Bat didn't like him. Bat's done. Kindling. Up the middle and through for a base hit. So a single from Meade. That's the third hit for the Rays. So here's Caballero. He has one of the hits, and he scored the only run. That came in the second inning, and then grounded to short. Not sure what the delay is about. Doing some housekeeping, maybe. Caballero had a single in the fifth inning last night. That was the only hit of the night for Tampa Bay. He was involved, though. He also got picked off at first base by Max Fried earlier in the game. 1-1.
Now with that splitter with Cruz, it's going to be tough to double up Caballero, but you get it around. You could get a ground ball out of him. He doesn't run well at first. Probably not going to steal. He doesn't have one this year.
Well, Caballero can run. That's why it'll be tough to double him up. Last year, 44 stolen bases. That led the American League. But he's also caught 16 times. Just not the greatest percentage. In the sixth inning, Yankees up 2-1. A couple of home runs by the Yanks, Judge and Wells. Two and two. Meisner on deck. Long set by Cruz. Swing and a miss. There's that splitter. Caballero down on strikes. And that's the sixth Yankee strikeout, brought to you by Audi and the 2025 Audi Q6. Visit your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
And that's nasty. And you can see on that replay right there where that first finger is. It's off of seam, and that makes that ball go down and in to a righty.
Drops the splitter in for a strike.
And Cruz will get that right away. Most guys that throw splits now, they'll get that grip right away instead of trying to dig into their glove. There you see he has it already. And he'll change it up if he's going fastball or slider. Little nod there. What was that about? Let's throw the ball. Long wait from Cruz before that strikeout.
Runner goes. Delayed steal. Throw to second. Not in time. A stolen base from Meade.
Well, that's Meade's first stolen base. You really have to have a good secondary lead there. Wells was caught on that knee. Good heads-up play by Meade.
Now the tying run in scoring position. 1-2 count on Meisner. Looped into center field, coming on. Bellinger, and he makes the play for the final out. No runs a hit, and one man left. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's 2-1 Yankees. Support America's military and first responder heroes. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. Yankees lead 2-1. Middle game of this three-game set. They won last night 3-0. And make it 2 in a row, and your Bibas will step in. Still looking for his first major league hit. You know, I was asked yesterday after the game, what was it like? He goes, I just looked around and said, there's so many people.
Well, you've been playing in front of a lot of people here at Yankee Stadium throughout your career. Get used to it.
And, you know, we take it for granted because, you know, we're here all the time. But when you're a minor league kid, you're not used to seeing 46,000.
Now you go from 10 to 46.
Center field, Meisner. And there's one down. Time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevision, made for your brain. Let's see, this is a 10. Wow, 219 average, 194 hits, and 12 home runs. He played for the Yankees in 2013. 4 years with the Rays. Finished with the Braves.
I got buried last night for not knowing one of my good friends, Shane Spencer. I don't need to know stats. What do I need to know people's stats for? They're friends of mine. They're my teammates. I don't care what they produce on the field. I don't know what they hit for an average.
Bellinger lines one to Caballero.
What would he have? 50? That surprised me. I thought he would have a lot more home runs.
Yes.
59?
59. Now, Judge has had more than that in one season. He's at 52, 58, 62, and now he has 11 after his home run in the first inning. So 2 down here in the 6th against Littell. And a strike.
Well, Aaron Judge is probably wishing or wanting what Shane Spencer has already, and that's a World Series ring. Spencer's got a couple of them.
The 0-1. 0-2. The home run by Judge extended his hitting streak to 13 straight. And in the hitting streak, he's 25 for 50.
That would be 500.
That one's easy.
Quick math.
Yep. And also now has a 29-game on-base streak. So with the 13-game hitting streak, he's now just one away from his longest hitting streak ever. 14 in a row, and he did that at the end of 2017 into the beginning of 2018. And here are Judge's hits this year, 53 of them. It's all around. It's like July 4th. Red, white, and blue. Hit sharply, base hit. Another multi-hit game. 17 multi-hit games for Judge.
Well, that leads baseball as well. You know, he's just a man among boys. I mean, it's just been incredible to watch him to start the season. He gets a slider up, another cement mixer upstairs. And when Littell's gotten hurt, it's been that slider up. 2 home runs on that slider, and then that one, a base hit from Judge.
That man can appreciate it. So let's see. What's he hitting now? 438, I think. 435. The OPS is what really jumps at you. You know, Jeff gave you the calculus behind that. If you're at 900, you're an absolute star.
Well, he was at 1298 going into today. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, that's just been incredible.
So Snyder with a long talk to Littell with Rice coming up. Rice 0 for 2, a strikeout and fly ball to shallow left. Yankees lead 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. A strike to Rice. Fly ball left field. Morel will put it away, and that'll do it. In the 6th, no runs, a hit. 1 man left. Let's go to the 7th. The Yankees up by 1. Well, it's a new season of names and a new season of numbers. Join host Gracie Cashman and iconic New York athletes for a deep dive into the digits that define their careers. Watch the season 2 premiere of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery, Wednesday, May 14th, following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Anthony Volpe is featured on the first episode of the story behind number 11. Cruz still out there, deals to Jansen. 0-1.
Well, you could have a favorite number coming to the Yankees, but that's probably not going to happen. You're going to have to use one of the left tackles or the wide receivers numbers. And you're going to be in the 80s and the 90s. Usually that was a number that you knew you weren't making the team out of spring.
You know what's happening in sports that I'm not too keen on? Like the Giants' number 3 pick in the first round, Abdul Carter. Great player. One at number 56. It's retired for Lawrence Taylor. And Taylor said, no, make your own number. And then he won at number 11, retired for Phil Simms. And Phil Simms was willing to give it up.
They don't know history.
But they know they're retired. They're still asking for him.
What did Warren Moon?
Yeah, Warren Moon gave up his number 1.
Cam Ward's number.
Fly ball deep center field, going back Bellinger, and he makes the play, covering a lot of ground.
Well, that's a great catch. This ball carries. The Bellinger's in the first inning carried out pretty similar to this spot. And you see Bellinger keeps glancing at that wall and then glancing back at the ball. He knows where he is at the wall, about a couple steps. That's a good catch. Bellinger's a really good athlete. Well, these guys should, I mean, if the number's retired, choose another one. I mean, even with Warren Moon, you know, hey, good for him that he gave his number up, but why?
But think about it. You're putting pressure on the guy who's been on. Those numbers out there on left, those are sacrosanct. Nobody can have them. And the only one I would give a number to is if a son or a grandkid of one of those becomes a player. Okay, then they could use the number 2. But the Giants brought this on themselves because they gave Malik Neighbors number 1, and they asked Melheim's family, well, you put the family in a bad situation. Right. The number's retired. Take another number. Make one your own. I think this is something that Gracie Cashman should look at.
I think so too. Yeah. We'll dive a little deeper into it.
Retired numbers means they can't be given out again.
I wore 43 because of Eckersley, only because I wanted to honor him and I wanted to emulate him. But if somebody else had it, I mean, and if it was retired, I wouldn't want to ask anyone, hey, can I wear that even though it's retired? Pick another one.
I remember the most famous ask for a number in Yankee history was Steve Sax signed with the Yankees. He wore number 3 with the Dodgers. He said, I'd like number 3.
Are you kidding?
And they said, well, that's Babe Ruth's number. And he said, he's not using it. He got number 6. 2-2. 3-2 on Walls. Rice flips to Cruz, 2 away. Hey, come celebrate Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. That's tomorrow, Sunday, May 4th. There'll be appearances by your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Giancarlo Stanton Jedi bobblehead. Tickets going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com, and May the 4th be with you. So here's Diaz, top of the order. Cruz, 6th appearance of 1 1/3 or more innings without allowing a run. That's the most in the American League. You think about it, what a revelation. Now, he had a big strikeout ratio with the Reds, but the high ERA, and the Yankees saw something, and, you know, they wanted him in the trade for Jose Trevino, and worked out for Trevino, got a 2-year extension, and they have straightened out whatever problems there were with Cruz. He throws strikes and puts people away at the splitter. 2-1. What a weapon out of the pen.
Well, you got to be able to throw strikes with your fastball. Everything comes off the fastball. That split comes off the fastball. You need to be able to throw a strike with a split every once in a while as well. You get ahead, you try to command both sides. 92, 93, doesn't have the 96, 97.
Soft ground ball to right. He's getting to work at it first, and that'll do it. Another strong outing for Fernando Cruz. 2 scoreless innings. At the end of 6.5 innings to play, Yankees lead the Rays 2-1. It's time for the 7th-inning stretch, but we're going to stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Corporal Joseph Coletti from the Bronx, who served in the Korean War and received the Bronze Star. The Yankees say thank you, Joseph, for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
Time for your Ford Studio update. Bob and Dave with you on the pregame. You said the pitcher's got to pass the baton, and they're trying to do that right now, holding a 1-run lead.
And they've done a great job. Ryan Yarbrough went 4 innings, gave up only 1 hit and 1 run. He did a great job at damage control because he walked 3 guys in that 1 inning, got away with just 1. But then Hamilton and Cruz have been lights out, and the good news is they got Williams and Weaver waiting for the 8th and 9th.
Jack Curry joins us on the postgame. Look forward to talking about all of this and more coming up. Guys, we'll see you then.
Thank you, guys. 2-3-0 for the Yanks, 1-3-0 for Tampa Bay. Littell, 6 strong innings. Taylor Walls, sac fly, accounting for the only Tampa Bay run. Ryan Yarbrough, an emergency starter, did his job. And the Yankee offense, home runs, Aaron Judge and Austin Wells. Here's Paul Goldschmidt against Littell. 0-1. He's had 2 ground balls to short. In his career against Littell, he's 6 for 11.
Littell's done a nice job. That's his 71st pitch here in the 7th inning. The only mistakes, a couple sliders up for Judge and Wells. Everything else has been outstanding.
Scoop to right field. Caballero right there. 1 away. Watch this. They have to know each other because you just don't do that after an hour. That was aggressive.
That was. That's bench clearing slap.
There's Austin Wells. His home run broke the 1-1 tie, leading off the 5th inning. 2 home runs for the Yankees, 10 home runs allowed by Littell. Two and 0. Sky the other way and out of play. Fourth straight strong outing for Littell. Foul ball. Wells home run in the 5th.
No, it's that slider upstairs. About neck high. And he absolutely crushes it to right field. It's number 6 on the year.
Wells is a 4 for 7 against Littell with a double and 2 home runs now.
Littell's getting that slider down. It's effective. The 2 pitches that he's gotten up, he's gotten hurt, both home runs. He doesn't give in. When he's behind the count, you see a lot of off speed, the splitter, the slider when it's down. The short armor, you watch him how he breaks his hands. Doesn't have that long motion, that arm that gets really extended out there like most pitchers.
Popped up on the left side. Walls calls off Caminero. 2 down here in the 7th. Here's Anthony Volpe. Ground ball a short, ground ball a third. Anthony has a 7-game hitting streak. If there's no bottom of the 9th, this could be his last at bat to extend that streak, during which he's 10 for 28 with 6 extra base hits. He also has 2 home runs against Littell in his career. He's 5 for 10 against the Rays right-hander. Fly ball, deep right center, Meisner back, and he'll make the play in front of the track for the final out as the Yankees go down in order, and we go to the 8th inning. Yankees up 2-1. Well, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam.
Well, you need some great defense behind you, especially with Yarbrough when he throws a lot of ground balls. That's a good short hop right there by Rice, and then him going to his right. Nice diving stab. Little 3-1, good feed to the pitcher. PFP right there. Nice job. Also saw him yesterday take some fly balls. They were working on fly balls behind the plate with the catching crew.
Well, they're going to have to figure out something when Stanton comes back because you don't want to lose his bat in the lineup. Mark Leiter Jr. takes over. Morel, Lau, and Caminero. Grounded and knocked down by Volpe, but he can't get a hold of it. It'll be a base hit for Morel. Looks like Volpe is hurt. Grabbing his left shoulder. Crowd holding its breath right now.
Yeah, everybody is. Every time somebody goes and they make that diving stab, I just hope that shoulder didn't get overextended, hyperextended.
He is one of the most well-liked teammates in that clubhouse. See, Judge comes all the way from right field. Everybody is surrounding Volpe, who's now at least up, resting on his knees. See, Judge watching closely. They're like little brother, big brother, the two of them. See the athletic trainer, Tim Wentich.
He's testing his strength, and it was a good sign that he was able to lift that elbow above his shoulder.
Looks like he wants to stay in. Looks like he will stay in.
We watch him a lot of times. You get overextended, and when he goes down, maybe he felt like a little tweak, a little zap.
Boy, from that moment right there, Jeff, to Anthony still being in the game, that is certainly best case scenario.
You can see right away when he starts grimacing as soon as he made that dive and landed on that shoulder.
In his 3 years with the Yankees, he's in there every single day. So he stays in the game, runner at first base. Here's Lau. Morel goes. Throw to second. And he's in there with a stolen base. While we were watching Volpe, Simpson came in to pinch run for Morel. So as a pinch runner, he takes second.
Simpson's got a lot of speed, and Leiter, he has a very slow delivery to home. A big high leg kick, easier to steal off of.
So Bellinger takes over in left field. Grisham takes over in center as the Yankees tighten up their defense here in the 8th. Dominguez to the bench. Tim Hill up again in the bullpen. Leiter, the 4th pitcher used by the Yankees. Yarbrough went 4, Hamilton 1, Cruz 2. Now Leiter pitching the 8th. Tyne runs at second base. Yankees lead 2-1.
You'd love to get a strikeout here. At least stay away. Lau's looking for something to pull so he can get Simpson over to third.
Foul ball. Lau is 0 for 3. Grounded to first, popped to short, and struck out. Just got a piece to stay alive. Simpson really dancing at second base. Check out the optimum don't take slow for an answer replay.
Well, huge jump, and that's what the Rays needed to do. They needed a guy to get into scoring position, and Sampson could do that. That's his 4th stolen base of the year. After splits down, I wonder if he's going to try to climb the ladder, but get it up.
Now, obviously, intent to hit everything to the right side, because even if he doesn't get the hit, he wants to move Simpson over to third with Caminero on deck.
Love to try to change the eye level here. All those splits down. That's 4 in a row.
Goes with the curve and the count 3-2.
This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat from Lau.
And he ends up walking him. So first and second and nobody out for Tampa Bay. And a trip to the mound. Matt Blake walking lighter through this. Caminero is 0 for 3. Back to the mound, fly ball to left, and a foul out to third. So the mound visit is broken up. Volpe still in the game after a scare at the top of the inning. The tying run, the fastest man in baseball. Chandler Simpson, and Brandon Lau's at first.
Well, righty's hitting 158 off a lighter, so this is a good opportunity to try to get a ground ball or maybe a swing and miss, get a key strikeout here.
Chasing Simpson back. 2-1 Yankees lead. Home runs by Judge and Wells. A sac fly by Walls. The only Rays run. That was in the second. Way outside. Well, those are the arms in the outfield. Judge and Bellinger. Those are red lights. Grisham, proceed with caution. And there's a strike.
Well, with Simpson's speed at first, at second. Sam's base hit, he's probably scoring easily.
One and 2 on Caminero. Caminero got off to a good start for the season. He's 21 years old, but since the Yankee series in Tampa, that 4-game set, in 11 games, hitting 191. With 9 for his last 50 as well. Runners go. The throw to second. It's a double steal. Simpson goes to third. Lau goes to second.
Well, that's just a timing play from Simpson. You watch, as soon as Leiter picks up that leg, he doesn't even look at Simpson at second. You're not going to get him at third. They try to get the back runner. He kept his foot on, and this is an easy pitch to run on. It was a splitter down and away. Nice job by Wells picking that ball out of the dirt.
Yankees bring the infield in on the right side. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Leiter, stranding those two for the moment.
Well, a curveball in the outside corner, and that's taking advantage of a young player who wants to try to be aggressive and knock in some runs. You can expand the zone on him.
So here is Curtis Mead. Now the entire infield is in. And you've got to handle that ball quickly if you're going to get Simpson at the plate. So 0-1 on Mead. And 2.
Well, fastball in, splitter. You try to expand the zone right here. See if you get a swing and a miss. Simpson's going to go on contact with 1 out.
Infield way in, shortstop and second on the grass. The 0-2. The split outside 1 and 2.
Yeah, usually you have your middle infielders at least maybe on the dirt. But with Simpson, the speed that he has over a third, you got to try to get that transfer quickly and get a good throw to the plate.
Served the other way, hits the screen, out of play.
Well, curveball that was hung up there, and Leiter caught a break on that one. You're covering the outside. This might be a good opportunity to run a fastball inside.
Single off Volpe's glove, a walk, 3 stolen bases, second and third, 1 man out. 1-2. Leiter has a 38.6% strikeout rate, 6th in the American League for those with a minimum 10 innings pitched, and he's going to love a strikeout here. The 2-2. 3-2. First base open. Caballero is on deck.
Well, usually you throw a 2-2, you're going to throw a 3-2. That was another splitter. This player was trying to get Mead away. I mean, he's covering that outside part of the plate. You could have ran a fastball inside.
A late hack there just to stay alive.
Well set up, and this was right down the middle.
That one is looped into left field. It is a base hit. Simpson scores. Lau is going to stop at third. It's an RBI single for Mead, and the game is tied at 2.
Well, it looked like Lau at second base got a bad jump. It was just looped into left field. This was a fastball. Wasn't hit hard. It was hit right off the label. There you see with the infield in. Watch Lau. Real bad jump from second base. Got a bad read on that ball. He probably could have scored.
Now the Yankees back up at double play depth for Caballero. Mead, his second hit of the game, his 3rd RBI of the season. And a bunt. That was a safety squeeze. He gets the bunt down, then Lau will go. It wasn't suicide squeeze.
Well, Caballero tried to push that bunt to first base. You had Cabrera, the third base, but he's crashing on this play. Watch Cabrera. He's crashing. Probably not going to get a run if you bunt it to third. He's trying to bunt it to first with Rice holding on. Mead.
One and one on the Rays right fielder, who's 1 for 3. So a 2-2 game. 1-2.
Well, before the Rays tied that game up, the Yankees had Weaver up in the bullpen. I imagine if Leiter could have gotten Meade out, maybe Weaver comes in for a 4-out save. But since the game is tied now, it's like Hill out there. They sat Weaver down.
Up the middle. Bobbled. Everybody's safe. And the go-ahead run scores. In his haste to turn the double play, Volpe bobbled, allowing Lau to score, and it's 3-2 Tampa Bay.
Well, he just couldn't transfer it into his hand to throw that ball to try to touch the base and then throw it at the same time.
Well, it's a fielder's choice, an E6 and an RBI, and that's going to do it for Leiter. First and second, still one out. They'll go to Hill with Meisner due up. Name That Yankee brought to you by Prevagen. Made for your brain. You have to have some big brain to have gotten this. We have the hardest ones on Saturday. This is a 10. I'd like to know the person without looking it up that Reed Bringett.
Wow. Did you know that at all?
No, not even a chance. Not a chance. Tim Hill takes over. First and second, one man out. And Meisner grounds it foul. Wow, even a video of Reed Bringett.
That's one of his 19 homers.
And there he is with the Yanks. 1-1.
Did you even know he played for the Yankees?
You know what? I don't recall it.
See, and you're getting all over me.
Well, I wasn't his teammate, Jeffrey. Left field, backing up and making the catch is Bellinger. And they just missed a double play as Meade got back. How did Bellinger make that play?
Well, this is off a lefty, so the ball's going to tail towards the left field line. He got turned around, Bellinger did, just reached up. That was a Hail Mary right there. He had no idea that that ball was going to get in his glove. He's just taking a chance.
Full extension. A little ice cream cone. So here's Jansen. Danny's 0 for 2. With a walk, this ground ball to Volpe. He goes the short way, and that'll do it as Hill does the job. But not before the Rays take the lead. They scored 2. They lead 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, fans, check out some great new original shows on Yes. This Tuesday, catch the next edition of Home Plate New York as Yankees GM Brian Cashman and his daughter Gracie enjoy a meal at Chaz Palm and Terry's restaurant in Midtown. And speaking of Gracie Cashman, she's the host of The Story of My Number, which premieres on Wednesday, May 14th, with an episode featuring Anthony Volpe. Well, now the Yankees going to try to come back. They're down by 1, 3-2 on the Hyundai scoreboard. And the pitch is upstairs. Garrett Clevenger, we saw him last night. He comes in for Zach Littell. And Trent Grisham with a 1-0 count. This was the spot that Dominguez was in, and then they tightened up the defense, and that certainly worked as Bellinger made a nice play in left field.
Well, Clevenger, a feature of fastball, 95 to 97, has that slider and sweeper.
The 1-1. Ground ball. Will it squeak through? Yes, it does. It's a base hit under the glove of Lau. So Grisham found the hole.
Well, it's that slider down and away. It hits it off the end of the bat, but it just gets under the glove of Lau. Lau playing more towards the first base side, the pull side for Grisham.
Well, that brings up Cabrera. Switch hitter batting from the right side. You see all the changes. Shows bunt, takes outside. Reyes on deck to pinch hit for Bibas. 1-2. So Jankowski in left, Simpson in center, Meisner over in right. Uceda warming up, and Caballero moves from right to third. Grisham held there by Meade at first. Clevenger will make the throw over. Right field, long run from Meisner, and he's there to make the play. Covered a lot of real estate to get there.
And a little surprised that the Yankees didn't try to sacrifice there. At home, play to tie. On the road, you play to win.
Pablo Reyes will pinch hit for Bibas. And Snyder goes out to talk with Clevenger about how they'll go about it. Bottom of the 8th inning, Rays lead 3-2 over the Yanks. So that conference broken up by the home plate umpire Charlie Ramos. Clevenger, 31 years old, 6 big league season. He went 1-2-3 in the 8th inning last night. 16 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings. And a strike to Reyes. Reyes 1 for 9 against left-handed pitching this year, and his career .284 with a .775 OPS. And he has not been able to play all that much. Late hack, fouls it away, 1-2.
Well, there is a big hole between first and second, with Meade holding on Grisham. The second baseman Lau playing up the middle. You look at that hole. You short up your swing with 2 outs. I mean 2 strikes, and see if you can go the other way.
Fouled away, makes the seats. Grisham leads off first. 1 man out. Clevenger deals. Inside, 2-2. Yankee offense, the home run. The home run by Judge in the first, his 11th of the year. And by Wells in the 5th, his 6th of the year. Yankees have just 4 hits and those 2 runs. The Rays, 5 hits and 3 runs. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Reyes down swinging. 2-way.
No, a 4-seamer upstairs. This just beats Reyes up top. And you see that long swing. The 2 strikes. You don't get to play very often. You like to see a little shorter swing. Choke up. Try to utilize that big hole. That didn't happen.
Here's Bellinger 0 for 3. Good fastball up and in, 1-0. He hits lefties. In 23 at-bats, you see the number. Clevenger dialing it up, 98. Count 1-1. Judge on deck.
159 against righties. You think, and over 300 against lefties. How's that happen?
Pounding him with fastballs, 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first. Yankees down by 1, bottom of the 8th. Yankees get a little bit of an advantage now as Grisham will go on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Hit sharply and a base hit to right field. Grisham will go to third. Meisner will fire the ball into second. Another hit for Bellinger against a left-hander, and that'll bring up Judge.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see the average difference, and he's under 200 against righties. He just hangs in there on that fastball inside.
They're not going to let Clevenger face Judge. Kevin Cash out of the dugout. He's going to call to the bullpen. Well, the guy who's the best player in baseball right now has a chance to give the Yankees the lead. Come on back. Well, fans, the Gotham Sports app is your new home for streaming live Yankees games and so much more, and it's free with an eligible TV provider subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now or visit gothamsports.com to get streaming. Edwin Uceda has had 7 straight scoreless appearances. He's got a great changeup.
Yeah, good changeup that he uses 38% of the time. Fastball about 93 to 94. Also a cutter. He comes from a little 3/4 arm angle, throws from the first base side. And a lot of pitches away.
Uceda having some trouble with the pitch com. Is what Judge did in the first inning.
Well, cement mixer, slider. 2 mistakes from Littell. Littell did a really nice job. Gave up 2 home runs, one in the first and then in the 5th to Wells.
With runners in scoring position, Judge hitting .560. That's not a misprint. .560. Tying run at third. Go ahead runs at first. Yankees down 3-2, bottom of the 8th. Right-hander Diaz. Starting with the change. Missed low, 1-0.
Well, I was watching the warm-ups, and everything that he threw was on the outside corner to a righty. That changeup comes in about 87 to 88.
The 1-0. Hit shortly to Walls. He sets and fires in the dirt. Backhanded by Meade to get Judge for the final out. Yankees no runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We'll go to the 9th inning. Rays up by 1. Now the upcoming schedule brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. One more game against the Rays. That's tomorrow at 1:35. Then the Padres come to town for 3 night games. Wednesday is on Prime. Monday and Tuesday on Yes. Thursday is a travel day to the West Coast, where they will be in Sacramento on Friday to meet the A's. Reyes takes over at second base after he had pinch hit for Bibas. Tim Hill remains in the game on the mound, and he'll face Taylor Walls. Ground ball, Volpe. One pitch, one out. Diaz takes outside.
Now both innings that the Rays have scored. In the second inning, because of a walk, pushed that runner over to scoring position. And again in the eighth, one of those walks came around to score. That's the difference so far.
Two and one. Yarborough started, Hamilton, Cruz, Leiter, and now Hill. Trying to stay away from Diaz in the count 3-1. And there's a walk. Fans after the final out get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. So here's Chandler Simpson. And a strike. Simpson came as a pinch runner for Morrell in the eighth, and promptly stole second and then third. They get one sure out. Can't double up Simpson. Pete Fairbanks will come in and try to close it out. And if you look ahead to the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Rice, Goldschmidt, and Wells. Combined, they're 1 for 9 this afternoon. But the one was a big one, the home run by Wells. Yankees trail 3-2. There's Brandon Lau. And a strike from Hill. Quickly 0-2.
It's got to be a tough at-bat against Hill from the left side. He throws from that first base side, so from that arm angle, the ball's coming right at you.
Swing and a tip held onto by Wells, and that'll do it in the ninth. Well, the Yankees will try to rally with last licks, starting with Ben Rice. Following Ben, it'll be Paul Goldschmidt, and then Austin Wells. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Untuckit. Find the perfect fit today at untuckit.com or more than 80 stores worldwide. By Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Well, the Yankees will try to rally here on this Saturday afternoon. They led 2-1 for a bit, and then 2 runs by the Rays in the 8th inning has given the Rays a 1-run lead. Now, Pete Fairbanks will try to close this out. You see his ERA, 2.38, while 2 runs against the Yankees on April 19th in Tampa. Walks too many people. 6 walks, 10 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings. Fairbanks, 31 years old, 7th major league season.
No, fastball sliders. Fastball 96 to 98. Really good slider.
And there's a slider for a strike.
And he short arms the ball. That ball comes out of the glove. He goes straight up to his ear.
Rice, Goldschmidt, and Wells. Ground ball first base. Meade will take it himself to get Rice for out number 1. So here is Paul Goldschmidt. He's 0 for 3. And the slider in there for a strike. Goldschmidt 2 ground balls to short and a fly ball to right. There's that fastball, misses outside, 1-1. Goldschmidt would love to get on and give Wells a chance to win it with 1 swing. And the pitch. 2-1 on Goldschmidt. Took a couple of fastballs and takes a slider low, so Goldschmidt working the count against Fairbanks.
Well, I can't see him giving in here. And with Goldschmidt, the power the other way, had a home run into the right field seats yesterday. You get something up.
Grounded and grabbed there at third base by Caballero. He took a base hit away from Goldschmidt. Nice play by Caballero.
Well, he got the fastball and he was aggressive on it. This is a really good play by Caballero, the third baseman. Has a little time. Goldschmidt doesn't really run well. And he got a pitch to hit. Just an outstanding play.
So that leaves it up to Wells. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Fouls off the slider, 0-1. Fairbanks on 5 days rest. Before today, the Rays had not had a lead past the 3rd inning since Sunday's win in San Diego. Rays have lost 4 in a row. Trying to break that slide. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Upstairs, 2-1. On deck for the Yankees, Anthony Volpe. See Anthony way out of the on-deck circle. He's trying to get a read on Fairbanks. And the pitch. Hit shortly and off the glove of Meade. It's going to be close. The throw to first. Got him. And the Rays hold on and win 3-2 as Fairbanks retires the Yankees in order.
Well, it was a bullpen day for the Yankees. Yarbrough did a really nice job through 4 innings, only giving up the 1 run, and the bullpen couldn't hold it. Leiter wound up giving you a couple. That was a really good play. Nice job by Meade and real nice job by Fairbanks. He almost got a late jump off the mound. Nice job by Littell. 7 innings, a 2-run ball, and the Rays bullpen got it done.
This is how close it came to keeping the game alive, but Fairbanks clearly beat him to the bag. Well, the Yankees lose to the Rays 3-2. We'll come back, give out awards in the postgame after that.